Greetings from the team at Georgia Aquarium. While we're closed to the public, we're excited to share an in-depth and personal behind-the-scenes peek at the most inner workings of our facility. For the next 10 minutes or so, you'll have the opportunity to visit areas that many guests never get to see and learn more about the often unseen work that goes into keeping a world-class aquarium operating each day. We hope you find this fun, engaging, and informative. As an added treat, get ready to enjoy some insider knowledge and some fun facts about our resident animals. If you have any questions at the conclusion of this video, we invite you to email us at marketing@georgiaaquarium.org. Before starting our tour, we think it's important that you know a little bit more about Georgia Aquarium, both where we started and who we are today. The aquarium opened in 2005 and was the idea of Bernie Marcus, co-founder of the Home Depot. He wanted to gift the state of Georgia with this incredible aquarium. It all started when he and his wife Billy donated $250 million to begin the project. Coca-Cola donated 9.5 acres of land, and an additional $40 million was donated by our major sponsors. All of this together led to the aquarium opening on November 23, 2005, completely debt-free. That wasn't for just a great opening, but due to this, we've been able to continually grow over the last 15 years, both here in Atlanta and through conservation projects worldwide. As a nonprofit, each and every guest who visit us, both in person and virtually like you're doing now, becomes a part of our story and allows us to have a greater reach to preserve and protect our planet's oceans and its incredible inhabitants. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's head behind the scenes. We'll start with a splash. Welcome to the top side of our Tropical Diver Gallery. As the name implies, Tropical Diver highlights tropical habitats, including our incredible coral reef exhibit representing the Indo-Pacific barrier reefs. This habitat is 164,000 gallons and is home to thousands of animals. The reef wall itself is currently more than 40% live coral, and that number, it's increasing all the time. Did you know that the coral polyps that eventually form coral reefs are actually animals? They're not only animals, they're pretty sensitive animals at that. You may notice it's pretty bright up here, and that's because of one thing. Corals require a lot of sunlight. Here's a fun fact about our building. This area boasts the largest skylight at Georgia Aquarium. It helps us get the most natural sunlight to our reef wall possible. But we know that we don't always have sunny days here in Atlanta, Georgia. For the assist, we have a vast number of metal halide lights that provide the UV light needed. The sensitive nature of both corals here and in our world's ocean mean that we really need to do our part. Natural disasters such as hurricanes provide some difficulties for coral reef systems. Increased ecotourism has also created additional challenges preventing reef systems from thriving. Ready for another fun fact? This one is something you can do. Next time you head to the ocean, there's an important thing you can keep in mind to help protect our corals. Use a different sunscreen. Some contain ingredients like oxybenzone or octinoxate. Even in small amounts, these chemicals have shown to be harmful to corals. Choose sunscreens that don't contain these chemicals. Look for a reef-safe label to make it easier. This is a great and fairly easy change we can all make to protect these vital ecosystems. This is our aquaculture lab. In this area, our aquarists work with several different juvenile species, often ones that were reared right here at Georgia Aquarium. If you look closely, you'll be able to see small fish, some jellies, and even ghost shrimp. One very special resident in our aquaculture lab is a small staghorn coral. Our aquarists named this coral Baby Groot, and he is one of our personal favorites. In a little while, we'll revisit coral and share what Georgia Aquarium is doing to help these magnificent animals. This is our lagoon, and similar to our aquaculture lab, this area is sometimes used to continue helping animals grow. It can be a nursery area for shark and ray pups. In this habitat, you'll see many different species. One particular animal to keep your eye out for is our eastern fiddler ray. It's a beautiful species with some really striking markings on its body. Fun fact time. Fiddler rays are from the same family as the guitarfish, sharing a similar body shape and rounded snout. Here's the cool part. Members of this family have been found in fossil records dating back to the Jurassic period. Also in this area, you'll see live mangrove trees. Mangrove forests act as nurseries for small animals. The intricate pattern of adult mangrove tree roots form protective areas that only smaller animals can navigate. In addition to being nursery grounds for some vitally important species, mangrove forests also form protective barriers for coastal lands, reducing erosion from tidal changes, currents, waves, and storm surges from tropical weather systems. Mangrove forests are extremely important habitats, and by protecting them, we're also protecting our coastlines. Remember Baby Groot from our aquaculture lab? Well, these coral propagation pools house many other corals just like him. In partnership with the Coral Restoration Foundation in Florida, since 2010, Georgia Aquarium has sent staff and volunteers to assist the CRF in efforts to effectively grow coral fragments in an underwater nursery. The nursery is near Molasses Reef in the Florida Keys Marine Sanctuary. These fragments are then transplanted to Molasses Reef and other affected reefs to spur the growth of healthy corals and restore the breeding populations. The corals you're looking at now are an example of that propagation process. This is just one of the many global projects Georgia Aquarium is involved in to help protect our oceans. As beautiful and sunny as the top side of Tropical Diver is, it's also pretty warm. Let's head to our next area, which is pretty vital to our flagship exhibit, Ocean Voyager. We are now in the main filtration room for Georgia Aquarium's largest habitat, Ocean Voyager, built by the Home Depot. This area is just one of 3 that makes up the filtration system for Ocean Voyager. Now keep in mind that Ocean Voyager is our largest habitat at Georgia Aquarium. It's 6.3 million gallons, or 23.8 million liters, and roughly the size of an American football field without the end zones. Do you see those large white bags? Those bags are Instant Ocean, which is a salt formula that's used to turn City of Atlanta water into ocean water for our habitats. You may be familiar with this product if you have a saltwater aquarium at home. Initially, we needed 1.8 million pounds, or 816,466 kilograms, of Instant Ocean to start Ocean Voyager. Ready for some insider knowledge? Well, how long do you think it takes to filter all the water just one time? Believe it or not, it takes just about an hour. That's 1,750 gallons, or 6,624 liters per second. In addition to hundreds of high-speed pumps, this room also houses dozens of sand filters and protein skimmers to help keep our water clean. This room may not have any animals, but rest assured, it's vitally important to keeping our habitats functioning and our animals healthy. Now, we're going to head into an area that definitely isn't as pretty as the exhibits themselves, but rest assured it's one of the most important areas at our aquarium. It's no secret that our whale sharks are quite large. As a matter of fact, our 4 whale sharks measure between 24 and just over 30 feet, or 7.28 meters to 9 meters in length. But they weren't always that large. Truth be told, they were quite a bit smaller when they arrived at Georgia Aquarium, but still very large indeed by fish standards. So, you're probably wondering, how on earth did you get those animals into Ocean Voyager, and where did they come from? Great questions. Some of those answers lie within another question. What can Brown do for you? Moving whale sharks is no easy task, especially when you're moving them from one side of the planet to the other. Fishermen acquired our whale sharks off the coast of Taiwan. Thanks to a wonderful partnership with UPS, we were able to fly our whale sharks in individual transport carriers. After an 8,000-mile, 30-hour trip on a Boeing 747 and a police-escorted semi-truck, our whale sharks arrived safely at Georgia Aquarium. They entered right here through our loading dock and were lifted into Ocean Voyager through the hatch in the ceiling. Since their arrival, our researchers have had the unique opportunity to learn more about these remarkable sharks here in Ocean Voyager and through studies on whale sharks in their natural habitat. Speaking of whale sharks, let's learn a little bit more about how we care for them as well as the other animals here at Georgia Aquarium. Have you ever wondered how we feed our animals? Well, with thousands of animals, it's quite the process. This is the hub for most of our animal food. Welcome to our commissary. Here, we see the many chefs hard at work putting together the daily diets of our living collection. And if you think everyone gets the same thing, no, think again. We have an in-house nutritionist who, through research and in-depth information about our animals, determines the daily diets of our collection. From calories to healthy fats to vitamins, all of our animals are offered only the highest restaurant quality foods. In total, our nutritionists, as well as technicians, biologists, and volunteers, help to prepare over 500,000 pounds or 226,796 kilograms of food each year. Our animals eat a variety of food from herring, squid, clams, shrimp, to a multitude of vegetables and even lettuce. Here's a cool fact. Our storage freezer can hold about a week's worth of our major food items. All of our commissary work surfaces are made of stainless steel, so everything can be cleaned and sanitized. This ensures the food we feed our animals is healthy and safe. In addition to feeding our animals at our commissary, there are many other aspects that go into taking care of our animals behind the scenes. This is the Carell Center for Aquatic Animal Health. This $2.5 million gift from Pete and Ada Carell was built in 2006. It's a 10,500 square foot facility that helps us give world-class care to our animals. We work in partnership with the University of Georgia College of Veterinary Medicine to offer UGA students and faculty both research and teaching opportunities. Let's see what the Carell Center encompasses. This is our surgical suite. Just like humans, sometimes our animals need to visit the doctor. It can be a little more complicated for aquatic animals though. Many of the same procedures humans might have done, like endoscopies, teeth cleanings, x-rays, ultrasounds, and radiographs, are done here for our animals as well. One important difference to note is that almost all of our equipment is actually on wheels. It would be really difficult to get some of our animals, like our belugas for example, down here for a checkup. So, instead, we take our equipment poolside and do our work up there. Did you know we can even perform surgery on fish? This involves using waterborne anesthesia as opposed to gas anesthesia you may be more familiar with, as well as a modified surgical table. The work our vet team does is pretty amazing and leads to an incredibly healthy animal population here at Georgia Aquarium. Our Life Support Systems area, or as we call it, LSS, is almost like the heart of Georgia Aquarium. The team is responsible for millions of dollars worth of equipment and over 70 miles of pipes and the lives of every animal living with us. For this reason, the staff is here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our Life Support Systems team monitors everything from internal processes like pump and filtration functions to even upcoming weather systems that may impact our operations. This team is seldom seen by front-of-house guests, but as you can tell, they are vital for the functioning of Georgia Aquarium. Our treatment room is another area with a variety of uses. It is a general holding area for animals that are either new to the aquarium, not ready for their habitats yet, or may be recuperating from a medical procedure. The exact residents of this space fluctuate regularly, but it's an important space for multiple teams across the aquarium. We've learned about our animals' food and their general health, but another important factor that guests rarely think about is the water itself. Our water quality and diagnostics lab ensures that our animals' habitats are safe and healthy. Here's a fun fact. Contrary to sometimes popular belief, our water is in no way piped in from the ocean. Atlanta is simply too far from the coast, therefore we have what is called a closed system. This means we recycle our artificial seawater. Since 99.5% of our water is recycled, we need to maintain optimum levels. The Water Quality Lab does over 500 tests a week to make sure things like pH, salinity, and nutrient levels are appropriate. The Diagnostics Lab is where our scientists perform tests on a huge variety of biological samples, such as blood, fecal, blowhole gases, and many others. Just like humans, we can learn a lot about the health and well-being of our animals from these samples. Both labs provide additional functions as well, and are critical in maintaining the health of all of our animals on site, as well as providing support for research programs worldwide. And now, welcome to our flagship habitat at Georgia Aquarium, Ocean Voyager, built by the Home Depot. The 6.3 million gallon or 23.8 million liter habitat is roughly the size of an American football field and home to thousands and thousands of individual animals, representing about 100 different species. Among those animals, the most famous species would definitely be our whale sharks and our manta rays. We are lucky enough to be the only aquarium in the Western Hemisphere to be home to whale sharks and the only ones in the United States to house mantas. We are thrilled to provide an opportunity for you to see them. As we talked about at the Transportation Hub, our whale sharks Alice, Trixie, Yushan, and Taroko range in size, currently from our smallest Taroko at 24 feet or 7.28 meters to our largest, Trixie, at 31.2 feet or 9.5 meters in length. While those are some pretty impressive lengths, the largest whale shark accurately measured was over 60 feet or 18 meters in length, so they still have a ways to grow. So now, are you ready to hear lots of insider information? We hope so. To feed our whale sharks, our aquarists get into separate inflatable boats and use large ladles to target feed individual whale sharks. What whale sharks eat may surprise you too. Even though they're the largest species of fish on the planet, they eat rather small food items. The mouth of a whale shark is about 4 feet or 1.2 meters wide, but their throat is only the size of a golf ball. So, while they take in a lot of water at once, they filter out small animals to eat. Our aquarists give them food such as krill and small fish. Here's another fun fact. Whale sharks can be trained. Through lots of positive reinforcement, our 4 whale sharks have been trained to each feed in their own feeding lane. But why do we do this? Well, we want to make sure that each shark is being offered the appropriate amount of food and nutrition to help them thrive. As you can imagine, Trixie, being our largest, requires a bit more food than Taroko, our smallest of the 4. During their feeds, our teams also take a moment to give them a quick checkup. This is a great time to check their overall health, including giving a quick glance at their bodies, making sure their fins and their tails are in great condition. We also have 4 manta rays in this habitat. While 3 of our mantas are from off the coast of Florida, one of our mantas, Nandi, comes all the way from South Africa. She was entangled in shark nets and rescued off the coast of Durban, South Africa by Ushaka Marine World. Deemed unreleasable, she outgrew her habitat. We were contacted and we were happy to give her a home here at Georgia Aquarium. In addition to all the fish, we do have one non-fish resident in Ocean Voyager, and that's our green sea turtle Tank. Now, one turtle can be hard to see in 6.3 million gallons of water, even if he is around 500 pounds. So next time you visit, make sure to look for him. You can also see him from time to time on our Ocean Voyager webcam. Check out Ocean Voyager and several other of our habitats at georgiaaquarium.org/webcams. As opposed to representing just one area of the world, Ocean Voyager represents a more general, deep ocean habitat. It allows us to highlight species from all over the world and share what unites our planet. Impacts from one area of the world can be felt globally, so it's everyone's responsibility to protect our ocean. One way we encourage you to make a commitment to the ocean is through your use of plastics. Many plastics, such as those used for medical equipment, cell phones, and cars, are vital to our way of life. There are some one-time use plastics, however, such as straws, bags, and bottles, that may be less necessary. By purchasing reusable versions of those items, you can reduce the plastic pollution in our oceans and help all of the animals that call the ocean home. We are doing our part here at Georgia Aquarium to limit our plastic use in places like our cafe, gift shop, and other work areas, and we invite you to join us in doing the same and becoming ocean stewards. Which now brings us to the end of our tour. We hope you enjoyed this look at the fantastic work that goes on behind the scenes. Thank you for purchasing this memorable moment from Georgia Aquarium. Georgia Aquarium is a nonprofit organization with values rooted in education, research, and conservation. Normally, most of our costs are covered by ticket sales. Due to COVID-19, we temporarily closed our doors and suspended in-person programming. Now we are depending on your support more than ever. Your purchase of a Georgia Aquarium memorable moment helps in continuing the exceptional animal care we provide. This ensures that everything and everyone is ready to welcome you back when it is safe to do so.